Hi, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. With NewsMatch season officially upon us, I'm here to take you through the reporting process for the campaign. NewsMatch reporting is integrated into the INN index, which is required in order to receive your grant payment. You'll receive more information from the research team later in 2025 about the index, but during this recording, I'll review the NewsMatch specific reporting so that you know what you should be tracking in advance of your campaign. Before we dive into unpacking that process, I just wanted to give you a sense of the timeline that you can expect for this year. So right now, NewsMatch reporting requirements and the match cover sheet are available to your newsroom to review ahead of time. We're aiming to share the full index survey language by mid-December and encourage you to review those questions before the survey is live so you're prepared to hit the ground running on January 5th when reporting opens and unique links are sent to your organization. Once that survey opens, you'll have until January 26th to submit your survey responses, after which the index team reviews the index data and the team at the Miami Foundation reviews NewsMatch-related submissions. Once your submission has been reviewed and approved by the Miami Foundation, you should receive a payout announcement in March, and payments will be issued shortly thereafter. Here's a quick refresher on the funding opportunities available through the program this year. If your newsroom expects to receive payouts for any of these categories, you have to submit an INN index and NewsMatch report. There are 4 key steps to note related to NewsMatch reporting. There are 2 steps required of your newsrooms. 1, prepare a match cover sheet and documentation. 2, complete the INN index survey. Once that's completed, the Miami Foundation will review submissions and process grant payments to your organization in the spring. Everything you need for reporting, including the match cover sheet, NewsMatch reporting questions, eligibility FAQs, info on bonuses, and much more can be found on the NewsMatch support site at support.newsmatch.org. If you have any questions, you're also more than welcome to reach out to newsmatch@inn.org. All right, now diving into the process. So the first step is to prepare your match documentation. There are 2 parts to this as required by the team at the Miami Foundation. First, you have to complete a match cover sheet as well as provide backup documentation that verifies the donations that you're requesting to be matched. So basically, providing both of those things is what allows the team to look at your documentation and say, yes, this individual actually did give a gift to this organization during the campaign period. Just a note that you do not need to include all donations you received between November 1st and December 31st in your cover sheet and documentation. You only need to include donations that you're requesting to be matched. So if you are an organization that's eligible for the main match fund with a match cap of $12,000 and you raise $20,000 in eligible donations, we only need to see that first $12,000 in individual donations in order to verify your match. So starting with the documentation required for individual donations that you're looking to have matched, one of the most common forms of backup documentation is the export from your donation platform or your CRM. You can leave that as is. There's no need to worry about cleaning it up. We really want this to be as easy as possible for you. So, running a report between November 1st and December 31st and just sending us that full download is totally fine. In the event that you receive checks or you don't have the option to pull a report from your CRM or donation platform, here are a couple of additional examples of approved documentation. Generally speaking, the rule of thumb is at minimum, we need to see the donor name, donation date, and donation amount. If you are submitting check information, feel free to redact any sensitive information. Again, we really just need to see that donor name, amount, and date. Once you have that documentation collected, you'll then complete the match cover sheet. So I'm going to pop into the cover sheet so you can get an understanding of what's required there. When you open the document, this first tab is the instructions that are required to fill out this form. So I highly recommend reviewing these before you dive into completing the document. So as you prepare the match cover sheet for individual donations you're looking to have matched, and these are any donations that are applying towards your main match fund or potential partner matches, you're going to toggle over to the template individual donations tab. and this is where you'll be putting your data. So column A will be asking for the name of the donor. Column B, donation source. This can be wherever your donations are coming from. So check or Rev Engine, your CRM, anything that allows us to match the name and information here with the documentation you're providing. Date of donation, total donation amount. So in the event a donor is giving more than $1,000, you would list that here and then correct that in column G. So column G is the amount that's eligible for the one-to-one match. So noting that we only match donations made by individual donors up to $1,000 per person. So again, in the event a donor gave more than $1,000, you would put that here. Amount eligible for match, you would correct that to $1,000 or less. Column F asks whether this is a first-time recurring monthly donation. Newsrooms that are eligible for main or partner match funds through the program have the ability to get the 12-month value of new recurring donations match through our new recurring donor boost. This is a great incentive to convert your one-time donors to monthly donors. So that's why we really push the new monthly donor incentive. So in the event that a donor initiates a monthly gift that begins during the campaign period, you would switch this to yes, and then you would make the amount eligible for a match the 12-month value of whatever is listed in D up to $1,000. So in the event that I am a new donor who initiates an $100 a month gift here during the campaign period, that would be the 12-month value of that would be $1,200. I would list $1,000 here. If you're looking for additional information about how to fill this out, I recommend checking out the example tab, which just gives you a sense of the type of information we're looking for and the format we're looking for. Finally, as you're looking to fill out this data, the simplest way to do it is if you do have an export from your CRM or donation platform in the form of a spreadsheet, just copy and paste the relevant information in columns A, C, and D, and then you can make sure that you're cleaning up column G to be gifts to reflect any potential new monthly donations, as well as make sure that gifts are $1,000 or under, and then make the donation source match that documentation source. Okay, so that is the documentation required if you are looking to have any of your donations matched by the main match fund and or partner match funds. The other item that will need documentation for, as well as information on the match cover sheet, is the night local match or community match bonus. So taking a quick step back, a local match refers to any match fund secured by your own newsroom from major donors, community foundations, your board, local businesses. You get the gist. So you can see here that the bonus funds you're eligible to receive are based on the amount that you raise in local matches. Here are just a few of the examples of community match documentation that we'll accept. Similar to individual donation documentation, we're really just looking for the donor name, donation amount, and date. We also, for the local match bonus, prefer that there's some indication that the donor knows that this is a local match. So, for example, your pledge form might say, pledging for our local match fund to support our year-end campaign. Email confirmation from donor or to the donor can just be an acknowledgement that their funds will be used as a local match. If you have specific questions on your local match documentation, please reach out to us at newsmatch@inn.org. We do not want to make this more onerous on your donors, so we'll work with you to see what's acceptable and hopefully help you out there. I will also note that for the date required for local matches can be secured anytime this calendar year. So if you have documentation that exists from before the campaign period, that's definitely fine. Like with individual donations, you'll be asked to add your local matches to the match cover sheet. So coming back into the cover sheet, you'll pivot over to the local match template, and then similar to what you did in that individual donation tab, you'll just make sure you drop in the name of the local match funder, note the type of documentation that we're looking at, the date of your documentation, again, anytime this calendar year, and the total amount of your donation, and then that will be tallied up here, which will reflect the bonus amount that you can expect. Also, like individual donations, we only need to see documentation for your local matches up to the upper limit of the local match bonus. So going back here, that's $20,000 and above. So if you are an organization that raises more than $20,000, we only need to see documentation for that first 20. The other bonus available to your newsrooms, the new donor bonus, will be covered in your reporting questions and does not require additional documentation or notation on the match cover sheet. So hopefully that simplifies that for you. We'll just ask for the aggregate total number of new donors over the course of your campaign, but we don't require additional documentation. Once you have your match cover sheets and documentation squared away, you'll need to complete the index, which includes NewsMatch reporting questions that you've seen in previous years, including total number of donations, donors, total amount raised, etc. You'll also have the opportunity to flag here if your banking information has changed since last year and add your banking information if you're a first-time participant. The deadline for the INN index and NewsMatch reporting is Monday, January 26th. We encourage you to submit early if possible. Documentation is reviewed on a rolling basis starting in January. Once review is complete, we'll determine payout amounts, including any potential bonuses and/or partner funds for which you qualify, and we typically aim to send out award notifications in mid-March, with disbursements taking place by the end of that month. Hopefully what you've learned here will help you prepare for your NewsMatch reporting, but if any questions pop up, both the Index and NewsMatch teams are available via email. We really don't want this process to be any more difficult than it is, so if you run into questions, please reach out to us and we're happy to help. Thank you so much for participating, and we appreciate your time.